This. I express my wholehearted gratefulness to the God of Almighty for His especially that is kind contribution as well as His mercy on me, who has kindly and graciously given me ability to consult something about His especially human being as well as other creature whom Allah has created. Among 18,000 Muklukat, I should share with you, Jin Jati is one of them. You cannot deny, but especially Azazil is the original name you are getting that you know. Iblis. Iblis is the father name was especially Kobish. Kobish is means worthless is the person, unworthy, unfit, out of order, out of justice, especially personality, and out of his generosity, out of honesty, purity, simplicity, magnanimity, generosity, cordiality, humanity. And this particular is a person, especially Kobish, father of Iblis, and he was number one is especially man, jinn-shaped beast, jinn-shaped beast. Whatever is it might be, Allah kindly and graciously created is especially jinn jati by the help of fire, but we have been created by Allah by the help of especially mud, soil, and since we have been created from by soil, we shall have to just go to soil again of course it is getting, and we shall have to come out at the day of Last Judgment. Dear listeners who are listening is especially sitting before me, beside me, as well as the other listeners, I should share with you something. That's called there will be no second time is the death of any creature. As I told in my previous videos, you are getting Allah especially that is called will create a creature named death. Between the hell and heaven, this particular death will be slaughtered. After slaughtering this creature, of course, there will be no death of anyone. Either justice, especially people will go to heaven, people will go to hell. But Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ummah will get priority to go to heaven. Of course, there is getting Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam beloved is ummah 10,000 Sahabis who are sleeping Jannatul Baqi, Jannatul Mawa, other justice famous places of Arabian land. In this country, Bangladesh, you are getting that is called throughout the whole country. There are many saint, holy, Gaus, Kutub, and other especially famous person and public throughout the whole country. Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, as the number of Muslim, near about 30 crore. The number of that is called Buddhist, you are getting more than 30 crore. The world is Christian dominated world. Jews especially are also surviving especially in this world, we cannot deny. But Allah has especially accepted Zionism. Allah dislikes Seminism. And partnership is sin should not be done by any person or person according to the Quran. If any person is apart from a partnership that you is getting sin, on that time he shall have to get exemplary punishment after his departure from this world. Obviously, you can easily understand this matter. Then adoration, especially that is before is adorating, worshipping, you must think whom you are adorating, whom you are supporting. Is especially is the creator is of you, God and Goddess is of you, can rescue you, can protect you. Gautam Buddha said, especially countless persons said, came to him and especially said before him, beside him, around him. They said this at a time, Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Saranang Buddhang Gacchami. Gautam Buddha said, especially that is Shagol Prani Shukhi. In the and that a person Gautam Buddha said is to them, all the people of the world who obey me, who respect me, who honor me, who like me, who support me, you must remember I am not real Buddha. I shall not be able to free you. If you are interested to be freed, to get rid of sinful task connection, to go to heaven of Allah. Of course, you must especially support Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in Gita, in Ramayan, in Tripitak, in Mahabharat, in Rigbed, in Ringbed. Other religions is the book of the world according to justice, especially Maulana Abul Kalam Azad of India, who got opportunity to read these countless books, especially whose discussion I like to listen to develop my quality, and his historical special discussion gives me much pleasure. In the and that way, of course, faithless dictator, you are just getting not only in the battlefield of that you are getting that is called Palashir Juddha. We are getting some conspirators, machinators, intake maker, Mir Jafar Ali Khan, who touched the Quran and said, Nawab, I shall stay beside you, I shall never beat with you at all. And especially Shiraz said, you are not only my chief of army staff, but you are my guardian. If I do any mistake, you can judge me. I shall take all the judgment of you. I shall bow down my head before you to take the justice. I will be obedient. I shall not be disobedient. I will be loyal. I will not be disloyal. But Mr. Special Chief of our Army Staff is especially, I should share with you something. Mir Jafar Ali Khan, don't destroy the independence of this country. Getting power, coming to power, I did not get any peace, tranquility, joy, merriment, etc. I got only unhappiness, etc. I could not especially pass even especially single night sounds by enjoying sound sleeping, by consulting with my Begum, by consulting with my nearest and dearest person. I became anxious, especially when I started my administration, to when I took the power from Nawab Ali Bhatti. Nawab Ali Bhatti, my honorable special maternal grandfather. I don't know exactly how long I will be able to perform my task connection befitting manner, but everywhere I notice only seen. Everywhere I notice conspirator, machinator, intrigue maker. Everywhere justice I can notice my enemies, and down to dust to down. Every nook and corner I notice enemies, and countless enemies who are around me. Countless enemies who are here, who are there, who are this side, that side. Honorable maternal grandfather Ali Bhatti Khan, your especially daughter, I should share with you something. Ghoshati Begum, who became by my bitterest enemy, Mir Jafar Ali Khan, whom especially I trust, but he is a faithless traitor. In the and that there are so many faithless traitor. Lutfur Rahman Justice Lutfa came beside him and said, Queen, you have especially come here and you try your best to console me, but especially coming to power, I could not make even a single day moment etc. to speak with you, to pass my time with you in leisure, in joy, in merriment, in tranquility, in happiness, everywhere justice I do this conspirator machinate. At the age of 20, especially 5, Mir Jafar Ali Khan's especially son ordered is especially that is called to murder home. Murder, we are getting the last Nawab of Bengal. In the and that the independence of this country destroyed totally, completely, because of net of conspiracy of English civilization. Robert Clive we are getting in his old age, because of frustration, he especially that is called also committed suicide. Other senior conspirator, especially of Nawab, you are getting, they also committed suicide because of their personal wrong action, fruitless action, not fruitful action. And in the and that other especially personality, you are getting Mir Jafar Ali Khan, who is especially hated by the people of India, like you are getting Robert Clive. Not only this also, but also you are getting Hitler. And at Karbala, at the field of Karbala, look at some other conspirator, Ajit, who became a conspirator, destroyed especially Imam Hassan and Hussein is a descendant, completely, of course, in the and that we notice especially Shimar is who cut up the holy particular special head of Imam Hossein. Imam Hassan especially were killed by applying poison with the help of net of conspiracy. Jahida was responsible, but Jahida justice especially got due reward for her performance, what she did in her life. But ultimately this particular honorable lady, we are especially that is called getting join up. heart suffering, mental pain, special agony. Of course, is very rare in Islam. Sakina, who lost her husband on the day of her marriage, it is another is especially unbearable pain. Every young lady expects, especially her husband. It is common thing, not uncommon thing. But especially this particular honorable lady, we are getting Sakina could not get her husband even for 24 hours. Of course, they is getting, and in each and that Qasim said, Sakina, I know you, you know me, you knew me, KNEW, you knew me, I knew you. Since our childhood, we are not unknown. But question is that after our marriage, today in the morning, I could not speak with you even an hour, half an hour. Twist that is called express our feeling, willing, emotion, thought, conception from our mind. It is especially my ill luck. So especially adieu. We will be able to meet with you at the day of Lord judgment. However, it is also very pathetic one. Of course, there is getting, and then in there is this particular person. Shokina said, "Oh, the son. After your birth, you have seen so many happiness and unhappiness in this world. You have seen especially so many premature end of life. You have seen especially that is called long a man with long hair. You have seen especially many nice thing, brightest thing. You have noticed this especially marriage day. You have noticed especially that is called another is a day of joy, merriment, peace, tranquility, etc. You have also noticed especially various kinds of this in this world. You have noticed especially that happiest period and time. But did you notice any person like me who lost her husband on the day of her marriage? Oh son, did you notice such kind of a person like me who lost her husband, dearest husband, on the day of especially that is called her marriage? The hair is what I dressed in the morning. This hair did not displace. The shari what I wore in the morning for the purpose of marriage, that is called no change came in this especially of this particular shari. Some especially cosmetic is what I used to see on my appearance. This thing did not displace from my appearance. Whatever might be. Today I became especially that is called Shangshari. I mean married. Today I am going to be widow. O sun, O moon, O stars, O the world, O the air, etc. In which and that especially Hazrat Sakina was lamenting. Of course, there is getting. May the mercy of Allah come on Hazrat Sakina, Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam grandchildren, other is especially nearest and dearest is the person of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. For the sake of those is the person, I beg pardon to the God of Almighty. Whatever is might be. So especially you have noticed the people 300 years ago, you have noticed especially another is the Karbala at the battlefield. Where it is Palashi. The Indian people, of course, you know Palashi. Bangladeshi people who visited India, you know Palashi. You have seen especially that particular place where Honorable Nawab Shiraz was murdered, was killed. Innocent Shiraz is tried his best to protect especially independence, freedom, but criminals, faithless traitors didn't let him get this opportunity. Dear learners, today especially at Jahangirnagar University, so many students who are participating in the examination, probably they have participated in the examination, probably or maybe of course today. And for each of the seats, though I did not get in the paper, I learned from reliable sources 300 students are fighting for one seat. In other universities of this country, many students who are fighting to get admitted themselves for this seat, of course, but I would like to draw the attention of those especially personality, ACC and SSC student throughout the whole country. You can take this step especially from now, through it is possible on the part of you to be successful later part of your life. Bookish knowledge is not enough for you, but science and arts student, commerce student is especially all the students are requested to read your textbook. Beginning to ending is you can read the textbook. Science student, what you have in your syllabus. But of course, you may also just read something is especially that is called your syllabus related matter from the book of honors, first year and second year. Obviously, you can perform this task, pass your time, but especially the book which comes is by the publisher is of course different coaching centers of this country to draw the attention. It is not enough according to my own opinion. By depending on especially coaching center is notebook, book and book. This thing is of course is not as enough is for you. You ought to especially read your textbook perfectly, beginning to ending, ending to beginning. Such students, you may especially study the books. Especially one of my relative is saying, getting the question paper under justice cluster system examination. She that understood is this question is probably some question is came from 9 and 10. So you are requested is to read the book who are candidate is for next year. Who are going to participate in SS examination, who will also fall down is for the admission is the battle. In the chance that you can read is the book, your books you are getting, science book 19, chemistry, biology, geology, whatever you have, you may especially study those things properly and perfectly. Remember some question is will come is from here. Whatever is might be in the chance that of course you can also just read some magazine is from the market. This is the magazine science fiction. Science fiction is the book will be helpful for you. Other students of different department, group, etc., arts, commerce, science, you may try your best to read your textbooks. Textbook of course you should read line by line. Rootless is written is by Oliullah, of course there is getting Lal Shalom. The person who are a student of especially that school who are interested to study in honors section, honors in Bengali, obviously you should have sound knowledge in this section. The students who are interested is to read in English literature, English honors in different universities of this country. You may read not only the textbook is of you, but also you may read some books, first year, second year and third year honors books. And you may especially know lot of is especially political section. Some line is may come from that is a section. But I should share with you one thing, the person especially who are question setter of university, who are teaching English literature, Bangla literature, of course especially that school, they may quote some line from honors section. But especially this of course here is getting, since they are habituated is to teach the student, therefore you may read it is extra. It will be highly helpful to understand is this matter. Such as a student if this sentence will come, beauty is truth and truth is beauty, whose sentence it is, who wrote? Percy Shelley? No. John Keats. In the chance that of course there is getting, another sentences especially may come in this section, especially this and that the meaning of this sentence, and especially female students throughout the whole country, you must not mind of my sentence, because the sentence especially is hired from the book of Hamlet. You are is getting ওখানে লেখা আছে একটা বাক্য আছে, নারী অর্থ দুর্বলতা। এটা কিন্তু আমার কথা না, শেক্সপিয়ারের কথা। And frailty is that is called means weakness, of course here is getting. It is not my personal version, and if you can read Hamlet, you can get a lot of mysteries you are is getting. And especially this sentence was uttered by our dramatist, when Hamlet is a mother who passed her long conjugal life, more than 30 years, she got married with whom is with Claudius, villain of this book. On that is the particular time, this particular is the lady, Gertrude, mother of Hamlet, could not resist is anything, for not resisting is anything, this particular sentence is told. Now question is coming, who told this sentence? Milton, Homer, Wordsworth, or Shakespeare? Of course you must say right Shakespeare. I should share with you something. Dear students, especially of English literature throughout the whole country, who are supposed to study English literature in different universities of this country, you should have especially that previous qualities from different section. And dear students, after the completion of your graduation from any section of honors course, And if you study English literature, it will be highly helpful for your BCS examination, any other competitive examination, banking sector and section, other section you are getting artillery section. In army, you are also justice, especially that is called is getting educational sector in army. Bangladesh is the army, you can get also commission is the rank. Whatever is might be in the and that especially you should have sound knowledge over English literature. Linguistically you should have especially versatile is the idea this and that by reading that you is getting Longman Dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, Cambridge Dictionary, and you should have especially profound intention on vocabularies. First thing. Second thing is that is you must know words. Third thing is that is you should have profound knowledge on your is getting proverbs. The proverbs is what you have is gotten obtained is from the dictionary. To the point you must reply accordingly. And especially meaning of this is sentence. Bengali to English and English to Bengali you are also just defending something especially is given at the examination, so you must especially have profound the idea over this matter by reading different items of book. I do not wish to blame any coaching centers of this country who have taken necessary steps for the studies of students throughout the whole country. Of course, coaching center is the teachings, and some books of them are not enough for admission battle. This year it is being proved. So I do not blame any coaching centers of this country. They take their step to make the student competent personality, obviously for the exam purpose. Of course, but since the number of students had already increased, became double, triple, or more than this. For this reason, question paper especially is going to be standard is one. Whatever is might be the student is throughout the whole country from Teknaf to Tetulia who participated at the examination. All of you especially be happy in life, and you can especially be successful in your career. Pray for me so that it is possible on the part of myself to serve you from different angle. I do not wish to blame any coaching center. I do not wish to blame any education institution. I do not wish to blame any teacher of school, college, universities. I do not wish to blame any guardian of this country. I do not wish to blame any students of this country. I do not wish to blame especially this and that education system of this country. I do not have any right to tell against anyone of this country that Bangladesh is a democratic country. Abraham Lincoln had given wonderful definition on democracy. Democracy is a government for the people, of the people, by the people. Whatever might be dear students, all of you especially are the member of citizen of especially democratic country. Every one of you, each of you, of course, can be especially can occupy best chair of this society, can be elected especially for the betterment of this country. Primary section, secondary section, higher secondary section, higher section, training section, as well as especially other educational institutions throughout the whole country. Whatever might be, the world wishes especially quality at present. Therefore, our students should have highest quality, appreciated quality, and this quality will be helpful not only to get job in this country, but also crossing the border, they can go develop countries of the world. Dear learners, you know it properly. The students especially who are studying in developed countries of the world, that there is getting opportunity to perform their part-time work. By the help of part-time work they earn. By the help of this earning, they can maintain themselves. What is the benefit of it? An ideal brain is the workshop of devil. An ideal brain is the workshop of devil. Always mastiska shaytaner adda. Number one, they are learning special gaining practical quality in education. Number one, they especially can understand the reality of this world. The reality of this world I should share with you. The reality of this world is neither the lap of mother nor the bank balance of father. Really it is very difficult. Is one perceived essentially could not understand this matter. Of course, there is getting who was whimsical is the personality, did whatever he liked. For this reason, I should share with you something. Premature end came. Desperately, he wrote a book, of course, against his Christian community. For this reason, varsity expelled him for committing such kind of wrong. Varsity expelled him, family expelled him. And not only this, but also especially a lady whom he wanted to marry, that lady said also, forlorn. In the and that he was rejected as a person, but he wrote a person especially Otto Oystein, Otto Schuyler. He wanted to bring especially that freedom is for our young generation, teenage generation, gorgeously, properly, perfectly, adequately, exactly. Through it is possible on the part of them, they can raise their head in the society to discharge their duty. Percy Bysshe Shelley, of course, speech is very short-lived. This is poet in English literature. You are funding, and you are also just especially funding is another is the poet that who wrote Beauty is Truth and Truth is Beauty. He also breathed his last at the age of 25. Of course, his name is John Keats. However, might be especially Lord Byron. This particular person is also short-lived as a poet who wrote his Don Juan. Probably he died at the age of 36. In which and that our dramatist is William Shakespeare, of course, who got appreciation throughout the whole world by composing his special drama. You are getting melodrama, romantic drama, revenge tragedy, comedy, sonnets, many things, of course, it is getting. But he was also short-lived creature in this country. But this particular person, of course, especially is uncomparable personality in the field of English literature. You are getting nationalist, especially that national, justice poet in England. You are getting S.T. Coleridge, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who especially wrote a wonderful poem that that you are getting. What is the name of the poem? Obviously, of course, it is not unknown to you. He wrote water, water, water. Water is everywhere. There is not a single drop of water for drink. This particular verse, of course, you are getting is a leaf in English literature that you are getting. And this particular person is wrote in this poem. You are getting the ancient mariner. The ancient mariner. His existence is no more in the world, of course, there is getting. Chaucer, Geoffrey Chaucer is father of English, is the prose, of course, he wrote many things. And especially that is called, he satirized especially people and public of this society, silently, neatly, cleanly, brightly, adequately, that his special art of satire was very nice and marvelous. This man is no more in the world, of course, who is called the father of English prose. Dear students, if question will come is who is called the father of English prose, you are getting number 1 Shakespeare, Milton, Geoffrey Chaucer. Of course, you can give tick mark. Is Geoffrey Chaucer. Writer of Canterbury Tales. I should share with you something. Writer, who is writer? Milton, Homer, John Keats, Geoffrey Chaucer. Obviously, Geoffrey Chaucer. Non-precise tell you are getting another book. You are getting this special writer, same writer, you are getting Geoffrey Chaucer. Whatever is special, some question may come, you are getting. Before is Geoffrey Chaucer, we are just especially getting. What is the name? Who especially wrote only suffering, sorrow, distress, agony, pain. In human life, he did not find any joy, any peace and tranquility. This particular is the person who wrote, you are getting Oedipus Rex. Oedipus is Rex that you are getting. He wrote also Antigone, name Sophocles, but especially his mission and vision in life you are defending only misfortune, suffering, sorrow, distress, agony, no joy, no happiness, no tranquility can be obtained. You are especially getting is another is the person who also liked is the conflict that you are getting passage to India. This particular is the writer. I should share with you one thing. And he also liked the conflict and suffering, sorrow and distress, agony and pain, and of course there is finding this thing. In which and that, of course, you can find out the names of writers, poet, sonneters, Epic is the composer, of course, it is getting in the channel, and who is the writer of Captive is the lady, that you know. And this particular person was born at Jashore Sagardari, named Michael Madhusudan Datta. This particular person, of course, you know, wrote is the captive lady. The meaning of captive is the lady Bondi Mohila. Bondi Mohila. In this is a particular book, of course, you know, I tried my best to especially collect it, but I could not collect the book. Probably, especially he wrote in this is a book about justice, especially suffering of women of Asia subcontinent, especially in India continent. Whatever is might be over his literature, I will try my level best to discuss something for you, and who are supposed to appear at the examination next year, who would not be able to get opportunity to be student of different education institutions throughout the whole country. Second time you would be able to participate in the examination, for which you can be ready for this examination. Please don't cry over spilt milk. পড়ে যাওয়া দুধ নিয়ে কেঁদো না। By weeping, for spilt is the milk, of course you will get nothing. King Lear said, especially my dearest daughter Cordelia, say something, I will give you everything. Daughter said, I have nothing to say. King Lear said, if you say nothing, you will get nothing. Then Cordelia said, I am not greedy like your two daughters who are senior liars. And in order to get you land and property, they told lie before you, but you could not understand because you are a fool guy. And your invalid is the person you can't understand is properly, perfectly, adequately, exactly who is your real daughter, who respect you much, who especially have profound admiration for you, attraction is for you. By being is old, you have lost your sanity. Still is now you can't understand this better, properly and perfectly. How can you ask me how far I respect you? Don't you know especially about me? I am the youngest daughter of you. I respect you. It is sure, but question is that I cannot tell any lie like my two sisters. King Lear became very angry and said, Cordelia, yes, father, change your sentence. I have nothing to say. Say something, I will give you anything. On that is the time Cordelia said, I had nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I will have nothing to say. I cannot tell a lie. Lear is, of course, you are getting. Lear is King Lear. Lear is not Lear. Lear or to Jedim Pare. Lear is not a liar, Mitavadi. Whatever it might be, of course, you must understand this spelling of his name. It will be highly helpful for those admission seeker of different universities of Bangladesh as well as our neighboring country India or other countries of the world region. That is called English literature. What is being subject is by Oxford University, Cambridge University, Madras University, Bombay University, University of Dhaka, other universities of the globe. Of course, especially you are getting some famous personality who are writer, dramatist, lyric writer, epic is the writer, of course a composer of just different sector and section we are is the funding and getting, and in each and that you ought to accord is the versatile is the quality. May Allah be gracious on you so that it is possible on the part of me to represent my videos in front of you for the students of this country. Among the students of mine who are here and there, they can also be benefited by getting my discussion. May Allah help us, may Allah help us, and may Allah help us.